Your credit score is being quietly rewritten right now, and almost nobody's talking about it. Not by you, not by some mistake you made, but by rule changes happening behind the scenes at banks, credit bureaus, and even Congress. And if you don't know what's changing, you could end up paying more or watching your score drop without ever knowing why. Let's start with something a lot of people thought was already fixed. That $8 cap on credit card late fees. It sounded great when it was announced, right? Instead of getting hit with $30 or $40 for paying late, you'd only owe $8. Well, that cap is dead. A federal court challenge killed it, and banks went right back to charging up to $30 for a first late payment, and as much as $41 for anything after that. Now, in July of 2026, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reopened its inquiry into late fees, so this isn't over. But new regulations are far from guaranteed. Here's the smart move in the meantime. Set up automatic minimum payments on every single account you have. It costs you nothing and it removes the chance of a slip-up. And if you do get hit with a fee, just call your card issuer. If you've got a decent payment history, they'll often waive that first late fee, no questions asked. Most people don't even bother asking, and that's exactly why banks keep the fee on the books. Now, let's talk about medical debt, because this one trips people up constantly. If your medical debt is paid off, it should not appear on your credit report. If it's unpaid but under $500, same thing, it shouldn't show up either. And if it's in collections but less than a year old, it's also excluded. But here's the catch nobody mentions. If that unpaid medical debt is over $500 and it's been sitting in collections for more than a year, it can absolutely tank your score. And this is the part that surprises people the most. These protections aren't federal law. They're voluntary policies from the credit bureaus themselves. A proposed legal ban on reporting medical debt was actually struck down in court. So this protection exists purely because the bureaus choose to allow it, which means it could change. Go check your reports at annualcreditreport.com, look at Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, dispute anything that looks wrong, and if you've got old medical debt over that $500 mark, make paying it down a priority. Next up, buy now, pay later services, and this is where a lot of younger credit users are getting blindsided. Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, these companies now report your account activities straight to the major credit bureaus. That sounds harmless until you realize what it actually does. Opening one of these accounts can lower the average age of your credit, add a hard inquiry, spike your credit utilization, and if you miss a payment, that missed payment gets recorded just like a credit card would. If your score is already strong and you're planning to apply for a mortgage or an auto loan sometime in the next 12 months, avoid opening new buy now, pay later accounts. It's a small convenience that can cost you a meaningfully worse interest rate down the line. And finally, your rewards points might not be as safe as you think. There's a bill working its way through Congress called the Credit Card Competition Act, and it aims to change how card payments get routed. Card issuers are already warning that if this passes, it could shrink interchange fees, which means they'd likely scale back cashback and points programs to make up the difference. But here's the part that should really get your attention. Card issuers don't even need this law to cut your rewards. Your card agreement already gives them the right to change or reduce your rewards program at any time, for any reason. So don't sit on miles and points hoping they'll be worth more later. Redeem them while you can actually use them. None of these changes happened with the headline announcement. They happened quietly, in court rulings, bureau policies, and fine print. Staying ahead of them is the only real advantage you've got. If this kind of breakdown helped you make sense of what's actually happening with your credit, subscribe so you don't miss the next one because these rules are going to keep shifting.